So the economy is going to shit, right? And it might be very hard to spend wisely and save money in school. So in this video, I have tips and tricks to help you, or to just make it a lot more easier. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So the first thing you want to do is creating a budget at the end of each month. Before making a budget, it is first to sit down and determine where your expenses are going to and where your income is coming from. How much you make is very important, and how much you're willing to save and how much you're willing to spend is very important. I am not a finance advisor. Why am I sounding like a finance advisor? Let's say peradventure for now you haven't made a budget before. You want to go to a sheet of paper and then draw out a table. Expenses, this is where my money goes to every month, and income, this is where my money comes in and how much I make every month, how much is coming into my bank account every month. So when you've already determined your income, you've seen your expenses, you can quite determine which ones are important and which ones are really not that important. Which leads me to my second point. It's time for you to prioritize. Okay, so now you want to prioritize your expenses. You want to identify which one takes more priority than the other. For instance, food takes more priority than buying clothes and shoes. So you want to make sure that on your table, on your list, food goes high. Let me give you an example of how I would normally make a budget. So I'll start with food, which is way too important because you can't survive on food without. It depends. For instance, I don't pay rent, but let's say you pay monthly rent or you pay yearly rent, so you want to put rent first, which is very important. Okay, so let's say rent number one, and you now follow food. Okay, number two. Number three should be your healthcare, or your healthcare, your skincare, your body care. Number four could be school materials. Number five now be miscellaneous, because I don't think anything's popping into mind right now what is like more important than the four things I have mentioned just now, especially when you're a student. So when you've already listed out these important expenses, then you can now go down to list miscellaneous expenses. Like say you're a collector of perfumes, you could put perfume down there, or you want to get like a cloth, a bag, or a shoe, you can also write down that. So when you've already identified your important expenses, you now want to put how much you're going to spend on each item for the whole month. So let's say put in how much, the estimated amount for your rent, the estimated amount for your food, the estimated amount for your health care, and the estimated amount for your school materials. What is left of your income, you can divide that into saving and miscellaneous. Now it's from the remainder money you can now start saving from, because if you do not make a lot of money, I wouldn't say it's mandatory like you should start saving. Like, don't feel pressure to save money. I feel you should first find means to increase your income and then start saving. What's the point of saving if you can't eat properly now? Like, that's my idea. If you cannot eat now, why are you saving the money? You have to eat now. What if you die? Where will the money go to? My biggest tip for spending wisely that will also help you save is to cut out little unnecessary expenses. Little things matter, I kid you not. For instance, I would advise that instead of buying things or buying clothes like upfront, there are lots of stores that run like monthly sales, and you can wait till the time for the sales for you to spend or buy the clothes or shoe you want to buy. Take for instance, I will use myself as a point of example. There were these really nice boots I wanted to get, and they were going for 15,000 naira. 15,000 naira. Should I buy? Should I not buy? And then the next week she had this boot for 10,000 naira on sales. So I was able to save 5,000 naira and buy the boots for myself for 10,000 naira. That is a very good saving technique. So I highly recommend you should take advantage of deal sales. It's like a student deal. Just wait till then to buy things. And then a second thing, or a second little habit you should probably incorporate, is to stop eating out all the time. Even financial advisors have said this. Even though I'm not a financial advisor, it's a lot cheaper to cook your food or cook your meals or cook at home than to always buy food or eating out. Fine, I am not against eating, because sometimes it's nice to treat yourself to a good food, but you could set up a plan where you can make your meals every day, like day, and then on the weekend you eat out. Like, that's a good way to spend wisely. And at the best, when you cook your food, you have nobody to complain to when your food tastes good or bad. Even though it's nice to budget, but it's also nice to increase your stream of income. So yeah, I would advise, or it's best to get like a part-time job, or acquire skills that will make you earn a little bit of money on the side, even as a student, especially skills that wouldn't really affect your life as a student. Another tip I'll be giving you is for going for low-cost entertainment. Take for instance, you want to hang out with your friends, but you're looking for a good place to hang out. Budget, or like the price of where you're going, is very important. So let me give you a scenario. You just want to hang out, like you want to hang out as a group, and you are looking for ways to spend less. Instead of going to an expensive restaurant, you can opt for going to a beach. It's way cheaper, or going on a picnic with your friends, or going to see a movie. So like opt for cheaper entertainment. There are usually some entertainment like or some events that give students deals or give discounts. So these are a few of my tips and tricks to help spending wisely, budgeting well, and being able to save as a college student or a university student. If you like my tips and tricks, do not forget to subscribe. By the way, I am Dolapo, and thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.